Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening and watching the Getaway Podcast with Tony, Sean, and Jeff. Technical difficulties beyond our control left the first few minutes of the podcast inaudible. We are fast forwarding to a little later in the show. Don't worry, we went over a little bit to make up for that time lost. Enjoy the rest of the podcast. Say words, son.
What's up, fellas? What's up, fellas? Oh, come on. Nobody has the post-Christmas food coma hangover.
No.
So why am I the only one doing the talking?
No, I didn't. I mean, we didn't prepare any kind of special meal.
You didn't?
Nope. Ever wanted to. We were going to do something, but we didn't do it. Why didn't we do it? She was boycotting, I think.
Yeah, we do. We kind of go all out for Thanksgiving, Christmas. We kind of keep it simple. Nothing.
Thanksgiving is different.
Nothing out of the ordinary.
Yeah, Thanksgiving is different anyway, right? Thanksgiving is the celebration is surrounded is the food, and then the people. That's for me anyway, right? The food, the turkey, the mac and cheese, and then okay, if I get to see some family or whatever, all right, cool. I can eat by myself. Christmas is different. Christmas is, especially when you got kids like you guys, the little young ones. It's about, the kids opening the gifts.
Yeah.
It ain't about preparing food all day for me anyway.
Yeah, we threw something in the crock pot and made some sides, and that was pretty much what we did for as far as the eating was concerned. So, big deal was more with the cookies and making all the sweets and stuff with the kids and doing all that type of good stuff. But other than that, dinner-wise, it was pretty simple.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right.
So did you guys watch Soul?
I did. Look, after the debacle of what was Wonder Woman 84.
What made you watch that?
Wonder Woman?
Which one?
Yeah, Wonder Woman.
Because I watch all of those. I watch all the DC Marvel stuff. So it was new. And when it comes out, you try to watch it. Because eventually they all tie together. Right? So you got to to keep up, you got to watch everything. And it was bad. And I couldn't wait.
We haven't watched it yet.
I couldn't wait to watch Soul because I knew it was going to be way better. And it was spectacularly better. The first 5 to 10 minutes was good. The first 5 to 10 minutes of Soul was better than everything in Wonder Woman.
That's bad.
Oh, it was bad, though.
That's a shame.
The whole movie was bad, man. Like, no spoiler alerts.
No, the whole movie was bad.
It was all bad.
The whole thing was bad because there were so many. There were so many stretches in the movie where there was no action. It was talking, and for a minute there, I was thinking, okay, this is like Raiders of the Lost Ark, and you add in some fight scenes, some really good CGI fight scenes. Because they were looking for this object, this kind of give some kind of powers, and they were trying to figure out what it was. And somebody took it, and now they're trying to find it. It was a big stretch of that, and it was like Raiders of the Lost Ark. Okay, I'm trying to get the thing, and it glows, and I get the powers, and then the sands and everything. That's what it was. And then there was, and then there was some fighting, and most of the fighting was against regular people. Mm. Right, so the main bad person, that good fight didn't happen till the end of the movie. Mm. Whereas usually, like if you watch X-Men, they're scrapping the whole movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Right. It was bad, man. The plot. Right. I thought the plot was bad. I thought the acting was kind of iffy, and the writing. It's not a good look.
Yeah.
I think we could have done better.
Soul was good, though.
Soul was
good.
Soul was great.
Yeah. I only have one complaint about Soul, and I'll put it on Disney in general. Every time we've had a black main character, right, in a movie for Disney, we get the first part of the movie. They set the scene, they set the backdrop of the story. We get to see the character in their true self, right?
Yeah.
And then the next thing you see is them in some other formation.
Oh.
Right? Tiana. We saw Tiana as Tiana for about 20 minutes into the show.
Oh.
And then for about another 50 minutes, you saw her as a frog.
Oh.
And then
Oh.
you got Jamie Foxx,
Disney.
main character. Yeah, I'm going. Yeah,
spoiler.
and, you know, and then
Jeff's on fire, Disney.
and then we come back the next time you see him, he's not black no more. And
Oh.
you know, so it's like the black characters don't necessarily stay in character as black people throughout the entire movie. But the movie itself was good. Just that would be my only thing.
Disney.
So yeah.
Disney.
All right, fill out a comment card.
Disney's a sponsor.
Well, if they're sponsoring,
Not anymore.
No, I would just say, you know, if they're sponsoring us, I would just say, hey, you know, next time, just give us a little bit more screen time. That's all.
Right. Oh, hold on. I just got my text from
Oh, yeah.
the Disney execs and
Yeah.
said, okay, next week we'll be going back down to 2 people on the podcast.
I saved the old
John,
overlay.
make sure you,
I saved all the old stuff, Tony.
your overlay.
Sheesh.
Well, if that's the case, let me keep going.
Right.
I mean,
Hey, there it is.
Tina Fey was
So
the
let's get your
was the
money
little Tina Fey was the little soul character the whole show. Oof. At least Jamie got some shine.
Yeah,
And then they did make him a cat. So dang, Jeff, you shouldn't have pointed it out to me, man.
Spoiler
Hey.
alert.
Oh yeah,
Just
watch
saying.
it.
Watch it though. It's good.
Some of us haven't seen it yet.
It's good.
It's
Watch
just a little part. It's just a little twist.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So, you know what, Sean? As far as an action movie, I think they need to do a reboot of The $6 Million Man.
Why?
Why not? You
Why?
didn't watch that show?
Who wants to see
I'm
that?
not saying bring Lee Majors back. I'm saying that was a show.
Can you bring
Are they
him
gonna bring
back?
the-
Is
are they
Lee
gonna bring the
Majors
sound
still
effects back
alive?
with it too?
Wait a minute,
Are they gonna
Lee
bring the
Majors.
sound effects with it?
That's right.
What?
That's right.
Who wants to see the $6 million man?
Hey, come on, man.
What's going on? Oh. Oh my God. Can we bring Lee Majors back? Is he still alive?
He is still alive. I saw him
Oh
on a
my
sitcom here recently.
gosh.
Wow.
He's old, but he's still
He's
alive.
old. Oh my.
He's still alive. Hey, he can do a cameo at the end.
I was just talking to somebody about that show, man, and they was like, "What?"
See?
What was the other?
But it was the Bionic Woman and the Bionic Man.
Yeah. Yeah.
They had both.
I'd
Every
rather
once
see.
in a while,
I'd
they would
rather.
team up.
I mean, if we're talking about old shows with superheroes, what was the one, the Greatest American Hero? I'd rather watch that. Believe it or not, I'm walking. That's it.
on air. Yeah.
I never thought I could be so
Yeah.
free. Yeah. I'd
Did
rather
they
see
try to
that.
do something, do a remake of that or
Ooh, it's
something?
true.
Well, I don't know. It was
That-
kind of like bringing Shazam back, right? Did you see that movie,
Never
Jeff?
seen that.
Yeah, I saw Shazam. I saw it.
I heard it wasn't
I've
that.
never seen that.
It wasn't all that great. You know what? I think it's hard. You know, Marvel has really made it tough on, I think, the comic book, like the superhero type movies.
Yeah.
That they've done a
They got
better
it on
job, I
lock.
think, in writing.
They got on
They
lock.
better. The scripts are better. The acting's better. Plots are better. It's just they present it better. I think DC has just struggled putting it all, like trying to catch up, and it looks like they're trying to catch up.
Yeah.
Like
I can't.
like I had high hopes for Justice League, and that was horrible.
I didn't think it was that bad.
Yeah, Justice League was horrible.
Oh, that was terrible. You got Superman, and you are coming in second with Superman. You got to figure that out. Got to figure that out.
Yeah.
But
Iron Man
waiting for-
Iron Man runs it. That's the problem. Too much charisma. Superman is too stiff to be any kind of, lead dog. I get it. He's Superman, right? But by nature, his character is so stiff. There's no room for jokes. It's always one little subtle joke at the end. Yeah, because I'm Superman, and then he flies off, right? But there's no Iron Man's got jokes from jump.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They do that completely different. And then you throw in Spider-Man. Look, Spidey's hilarious.
Yes, he is.
So I'm concerned how Marvel moves forward with changeover in characters.
You talking about Black Panther?
I'm talking about all the ones that died off.
Ooh. Oh, you talking about
Well,
Like with Tony.
like Tony Stark is gone, so
Right.
so the original Iron Man won't be no more. I believe Thor is being written out. Captain America. I mean, it's going to be a whole
the Black
new group
Captain
of,
America?
What's that?
It's gonna be a
haven't
Black
seen-
Captain America.
Say it one more
We don't-
time.
we
It's
don't
going to
see
be
it.
a Black Captain America.
Oh, there is?
Did you not watch the end of the movie?
I didn't catch that. I fell asleep.
Fell
Oh
asleep.
man, you gotta look. Just fast forward to the end of the movie so you can see it.
Right.
Give
I
that
fell
black
asleep.
card. Take the black card.
So
Sorry.
if you're watching Disney Plus, you'll see Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It will when it comes out. It'll catch you up.
Okay, I will watch that for sure. For sure. So that brings me to my next question, since we're talking movies and
Yeah.
Christmas and all that.
Hold on. Before you get
Why-
into that, can we do this real quick? Hold on. I'm testing something here. Yeah, it's right there. Other hand, Jeff.
Oh, okay.
I'm always on the wrong
Yeah,
hand.
but you got a point, Jeff. It's that way.
Which way am I pointing?
That way. That's the right way. And then I got this. Let's see if that
You
works.
are listening to the Getaway Podcast with
Tony, Sean, and Jeff. Thanks for listening and watching. Hit that subscribe button when you go to the YouTube page. That button right there. You can also like, share, and comment when you're there. Engage with us. We love it when you do that. Follow us on our social media sites: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And you can also listen to the audio just about anywhere you can find a podcast. Thanks for listening. Say word, son.
Son,
Word, son.
Woo!
had me, Sean.
Huh?
You had me at thanks
All
for
right.
listening. Now, how many takes did that take?
7 or
How you
8.
did it on the first one?
It was 7 or 8.
Not bad.
7 or
Hey,
8.
at least you-
Huh?
at
Because I
least
sat
you
here and I
honest.
was.
He could have been like, man, I did that.
I was like, I was sitting here and I would record it, and then I would be like, I'd say something, my tongue would get twisted up or something, and I would be like, and then I hate you because you can't finish talking and getting your thoughts out, and I stopped recording and restarted. Yeah, but that's what I meant to do before we started the show. Each one of you had, record one of those. But go ahead, Tony.
Nice. Okay. So here's my question. We have an ongoing debate in our household.
Yeah.
And it's every year we revisit it. What is the use in buying DVDs for Christmas gifts?
You mean now?
Yeah, now, like 2 days ago.
No. Let me tell you something. I don't even buy the hard copies of video games anymore. I get digital.
Do you?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, with all the streaming services and
Yeah.
I mean, you could basically get any movie, and if you want to pay to watch it, you pay to watch it. But that's just an ongoing discussion we have here in the household.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Because whenever I see DVDs getting wrapped for gifts, I say, "Why? Why?
No need.
Why? No. Why? You just spent $19.99. You can go spend $4.99 and go watch it.
Yeah.
Pull it up or on demand for free.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
All right. Just
If you're
wondering,
gonna
it's
buy
not just
somebody
me.
that, just give them a gift card. Tell them go get Disney Plus.
Right.
Something. All right, so we all know Christmas is about the kids, right? But we are all somebody's kid. So
Mhm.
let's talk about your favorite Christmas gift this year, forever. If it was this year, that's fine. Or let's start with favorite this year, and then go favorite.
So
ever.
I want to start this by putting this out there. We had a deep discussion here in the Huffman household about this particular year and what it feels like to post the elaborate gift.
Hmm.
With the pandemic, with people losing jobs, with people struggling, I chose to try not to do that.
I posted the card. Go ahead.
You know what I mean? Like, I didn't want it to feel like, oh, look at all this stuff, and then there's somebody who might be on my friends list who's going through it.
Mm.
That's kind of how I felt. So I tried not to do it, and we didn't do it. Now, we like pictures. I'm not saying anybody shouldn't. I've liked pictures and posts and commented. I just commented on yours, though. Me and Eva, we will participate in your little challenge that you're gonna have, whatever you're gonna do, a little fun you're gonna have with that thing. But I just chose not to personally put it on any of my social media because I felt like this year the timing was a little different, and it felt a little different. Me personally.
Mm-hmm. All right.
But you still didn't answer the question.
I'm not going to.
I'm still waiting.
I'm not going to answer it.
So that was his answer of saying that he's not going to answer.
That's my answer.
Answer the question because that's part of
my thing.
Part of this,
that's right.
The plan. I got you.
That's right.
Okay.
Makes
Did you get that shirt? Did you get that shirt?
Nope. Bought this shirt a few weeks ago.
Get that hat?
No, I got this a while ago.
Oh, yeah.
And it's I need a haircut, but it's all good. It's a Defending 22. It's for suicide awareness for the soldiers, the veterans and whatnot.
Okay.
Got it from the job.
Okay. Put that thing back up. All right. So you're not going to participate. Okay.
No.
Hey, Jeff.
Talk about it.
You know what? Gifts were cool. I think one of the ones that was probably one of the coolest ones was that I was big into models growing up.
Oh.
I used to love making models, and every time we've been into different stores, I have stopped and looked at like, man, you know what? I'm spare time whenever that happens. We'll get back into just building models, just to kind of stress, just to have that one little thing to kind of take you away from stuff.
He's trying to keep his dexterity, Tone. He's getting old, so he's trying to keep that hand-eye coordination and some dexterity with those small pieces. That's all it is.
Sure I still got it. But one of the little things that I got was a model. They gave me a model for it, and it was kind of cool. Just to kind of to hear, and it's something as subtle and small as that was cool. So,
all right.
What'd you get, Tony?
All right.
And I would agree. Just real quick, Sean. I think we were real slow about posting pictures.
Yes.
Like we took a lot of pictures of between the 4 kids, they got a lot of stuff, but
right.
we were real conscious about I didn't post a lot of the tree shots.
Right.
I took a ton of pictures of what it looked like for us, as far as the tree and once everything was underneath it, but I never posted any of them.
Right.
I think the one post I did make was basically just watching Alex.
Some joy.
Because it was that moment, that moment of all kids, when you see when they get that one thing
right
that excites them. And it was just like she kind of captured just that memory, of Christmas.
That's right.
Of finding that one thing. So I posted that picture, but that was about it. Or video.
All right.
Tone.
So how? Well, since you asked, honestly, in all seriousness, I think those things that you guys said made sense. For me personally, it's hard to even say what a favorite gift is because I'm not big on gift getting. Really, and I'm probably the hardest person to get a gift for because my answer is very consistent. What do you want for Christmas? I don't care. For Christmas, I don't need anything. And that's really kind of the route I go because
that's the dad
I've always felt like, well, I just have felt like, what, if I want it, I get it.
Right.
And I don't wait for December.
Right.
I really want it, but I'm kind of frugal, so I don't, go out and spend a lot of money on stuff like that. But I just don't. So one thing I say is, hey, if it's something for the basement, cool. If it's some decor or something that can be used, hey, whatever, and so I did get that nice Ohio State Big Ten champion Ohio State
trash can. You got a big trash can in your basement. I saw that trash can you got, that black one with that label on it. No. And the reason why I like it, one of the reasons why I like it so much is that it takes the place of a TV tray. And I always have a TV tray right there. So now I got a little permanent table. So, but no, I'm just not big on gift getting. It's funny when we do the gift opening and all that, all the gifts will get passed out and everybody will be done opening their gifts. And they're always like, Tony, you haven't opened any of your gifts yet? Because I'm just sitting there watching everybody else open gifts. That's the joy.
Right. I was talking to my dad about that the other day, and it's he's the exact same way, and it's just, to me, the best gift is the ability to give, and the opportunity to give. So
Yeah.
um, I think that's so yeah. If that's the case, then my best gift was the opportunity to do for others.
There you
Yeah.
go.
So there it is. So favorite gift of all time.
Of all time?
Does that doesn't violate
No.
the current? Okay, the restrictions. All right, good.
Favorite
So
gift of
Sean,
all
we'll
time.
start with you again. Once again, age before beauty. Go
My
ahead.
God. Look, I can't even remember the gifts. I can't remember some stuff I did last month. You're asking me favorite Christmas gift of all time.
That I am.
I have no idea.
No idea. Okay. All right.
How am I supposed to? Do you have one,
That
Tone?
surprised me. Do I? I do, but it's not my turn yet. So Jeff, go ahead.
Oh man, I'm just gonna date myself here. I don't know if you guys remember like the little video games they used to make that look like the actual arcade games.
Yes.
So it's like the little miniature arcade games. So I used to collect. My mom used to get those for me all the time. So those would be the ones. So I had like Galaxian, Zaxxon, Pac-Man. So they all had their own little look like a little miniature video game.
Really?
So
Yeah.
those had to be one of the best gifts.
Huh.
Yeah. Besides actual
Okay.
consoles, but
All
those
right.
were actually cool because those the old school portable games.
Right.
Okay. All right. So, so my favorite gift of all time, and there's a reason why, and I think it's come full circle because it was something in my youth, kind of came full circle and tied into when I was an adult. So my favorite gift of all time is probably bicycle that I got.
Mm-hmm.
This bicycle had banana seat. Okay.
Oh, God, he had a girl's bike.
No. This bicycle was labeled. It was named the Desperado.
Oh my God. He remembers the details, Jeff.
And it was two-tone in color,
Two-tone.
and in brown.
Just
So,
like your
for
V210.
For those of you who know me well, full circle. When I graduated
Wow.
from high school and was about to go to college, the Chevette, aka the Gray Ghost, finally gave up.
Oh my God.
Okay, we let it go out to pasture. All right, to lay in rest at some junkyard. But it was replaced by the B210 Bomber Datsun two-tone, light, tan and brown. It had a matching. The floorboards were matching the Gray Ghost, though. There was you could actually see the ground while you were driving.
My God.
You could see the pavement. But that was probably my favorite Christmas gift coming up. I remember that was my first real bicycle. So yeah, that was probably my favorite gift. Now that I think back, as a kid.
Whew,
So,
Lord.
but Christmas definitely changes as you get older, man.
Yes.
And I'm sure between now and when I get to where you're at, Sean, it's going to change a lot more. But for up until now, it's changed a ton.
So
because like you said, it's not about the gifts anymore. It's now about watching, kind of everybody else. And so yeah, Chris, I can honestly say Christmas. Yeah, I know Thanksgiving is your favorite holiday.
Yes.
And you've mentioned that before. Christmas is probably my favorite. It's probably the favorite because I feel like it brings the most joy to folks. And I know what you're saying as far as not wanting to post certain things on there, and and the reasons why, and I'd probably say I agree with that. I even started thinking about that, because for a while there, Chef Boyardee, in the kitchen, throwing down in his Baltimore Ravens chef hat and apron. Thanks to Big Papa Sean.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
But I kind of quit doing that because I got to thinking about that, kind of in the same terms. Like, people are, here I'm doing these 5-star dinners that,
This fool said 5-star.
and not only, I mean, everybody can't, do that and keep up with that. But then I start thinking a lot of my fellas, a lot of my boys, they're not throwing down like that. And I'm not trying to rub this in people's faces, and I'm not trying to be, kind of show them what they're not, in the kitchen. So we kind of slowed that down.
Look, he clearly ain't talking about nobody on this podcast. We can do that.
Hey, let me tell you something. I am ready to throw that challenge out to whoever wants to accept it. All right, because I got the cookbooks and the garnish pieces ready to pull out.
You see this dude, Jeff? Do you see his video?
But
ladies and gentlemen,
he got a cookbook.
This dude's killing me, man.
Well, look, what chef uses a cookbook?
Yeah,
everyone. You just don't read it on the show.
Nah, bro. You start cooking, you start doing, you use that recipe one good time, and after that, it becomes yours.
Hey, the ends justifies the means.
Absolutely. We all look.
So, producer Sean is now coming into the room. Producer Sean has entered the chat. I've asked a lot of you guys and of myself to upgrade your equipment for technology and all that stuff to make it better and make us professional. I've been asking this guy. We've had text back and forth at least twice. I need you to get an Ethernet cable and plug into your router. He spent his last whatever dialogue time. His video is not matching up to his mouth. It looks like a kung fu movie because his internet is all weird wirelessly. And I've asked him multiple times, hey, just go pick up an Ethernet cable so you can plug in so you don't look crazy. I wonder if that's why he looks grainy, right? I wonder if that's why. And then he starts talking, and then his mouth moves. We're working on things, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get there.
That's right.
Producer Sean.
That's right.
Oh, boy. Huh?
All right, back to the show.
Back to the show. You do whatever you want. The people, hey, look, the people will see you say it before they hear you say it, but go ahead.
And that's okay. The message will still get to the masses. All right.
Did anybody get you an Ethernet cable for Christmas?
I figured one of my showmates
Braylon
drop it.
Daddy needs an Ethernet cable.
Need an Ethernet cable. It's funny. Every time I'm in somewhere and I look, I just forget to look for an Ethernet cable.
Oh my God.
Is it that bad? You look like you're about to serenade us.
It can be. Look, I got a new microphone.
Nice.
I got it from Eva.
It's sleek and slender. All right.
And the dog makes an appearance.
I don't see you giving Jeff all those issues when his screen's freezing.
I do.
Yeah, he does.
I do.
My phone. Normally, my phone.
I called him.
Up.
I called him out live on our pod. Well, it wasn't live, but when we were recording, I said, "Hey, Jeff, you're frozen," and I continued my story. And then when he didn't respond to it, I sent him a text. Get out and get back in.
Yep.
Very nice. All right, so we haven't talked any sports today.
No.
That. But I am going to throw my beef out there.
Uh-oh.
I don't know how it can be fixed.
Here we go.
But when you have a situation, and we are heading into the playoffs in the NFL. Okay, so we're heading into a situation in the playoffs where in any given week, any number of players can get pulled from the game. Clearly, even in pregame, right? So we have a situation, today with the Cleveland Browns. Playing, traveling to New York to play the Jets, and they play without their top 4 receivers, along with whoever else wasn't able to play, and that was determined last night. So less than 24 hours from game time, we knew that they were not going to play with 4 receivers. Heading into the playoffs, I mean the potential for major competitive imbalance is there. I can't stand that, and I don't know how you fix it. I don't know how you deal with it, but these are things that totally change the outcomes potentially of these games. Now, some will say, well, at least you get to have games. And you know what? I agree with that. And I love the fact that we can turn on our TV and be entertained. But I think that's an issue.
I think
What about you?
I think it's a certain level of professionalism. Mark Jackson was talking about this during the NBA broadcast in regards to James Harden and his behavior and how it's reckless and how it affects everyone, right? So there is a certain level of professionalism. You're trying to have a season. You lobbied and got the season, and then there's all these protocols put in place. You have a responsibility to yourself first and your family second, and then your team to follow some rules so that you can continue to collect a paycheck, so that your team can continue to play and don't lose any games or lose playoff positioning or lose a playoff game or lose a Super Bowl. You have a responsibility as a professional. I don't understand, like, how hard is it to sit home? You in most cases those guys are thousandaires, and in a lot of cases they're millionaires. All the trinkets and toys and services that you can pay for, you can do it all in your crib and entertain yourself. And it ain't like you can't sit at, you can find something to do. You can study film. You can work out. You can find things to do to occupy yourself during this time. That way you don't jeopardize yourself, your family, or your team's chances. I think it's ridiculous. If I can do it, they can do it. And I don't feel bad if, for example, the Browns lose 4 wide receivers because somebody's reckless. I don't feel bad for them. If they lose, they lose. They can go get Josh Cribbs. Maybe he'll come back and play. I don't care, because all you got to do is stay home to avoid other people outside of your family. You're already taking the risk by going to the facility, and you're taking a risk weekly to play another team. Why can't you stay home?
Yeah, I was just going to ask if the reason why they were out without the 4 was due to COVID, and if that's the case, then
it was.
I'm with you. I don't feel sorry for
tracing. It was tracing.
Yeah,
it was tracing, and all 4 of them were around another teammate.
Right.
Okay. And because now they were all wide receivers, so it was within that group,
right?
And since they were all around that person, just like Denver, when the guys in the
quarterback room,
they lost the whole quarterbacks there,
right.
Yeah.
So
I don't feel bad for them. You can stay home. I don't go anywhere. Now, I see the tone, you do things, whatever. That's your choice, Jeff. Whatever you're doing, that's your choice. I choose not to go anywhere, because I've seen what it does to people, especially if you got pre-existing things going on. I choose not to do that. They should choose not to do it so they can play and field a complete team, because they're, for the most part, they're healthy, and if they do get sick, they're going to bounce back way better than any of us would. So their objective is to get on the field and field a complete team. So I don't feel bad for them if somebody's out getting lemon pepper wings at a particular joint and they contract something. I don't feel bad for those dudes. I don't feel bad for the people who are out running around and the no maskers, and they don't believe in the no vaxxers. I don't feel bad for them either. Sorry.
And they got a responsibility.
Yes.
The responsibility is to keep themselves out of harm's way.
Yeah. And look, it's like high school, Jeff, right? You have a responsibility the fourth quarter of the school year to make sure that you have C's at the minimum so you can play next fall. You have a responsibility to be eligible. That was your responsibility. You've always had a responsibility, right? You got to have grades. Your parents have put that on you when Pee Wee starts. And then junior high, you got to have grades. High school, you got to have grades. You got to be eligible. You got to qualify at college. You got to do all these things. You got to be 3 years removed. And you can't have all these things baggage come with you. The NFL won't take you. So you have to qualify. You jumped through all these hoops through your whole life. And now all of a sudden, a virus that can potentially harm people, their health forever, the rest of their lives, or kill people, and you can't sit home. It blows my mind.
We can put these restraints on us as far as our money and how we handle our family and friends, and do I show up to work every day, and do I work hard and make my boss happy? Oh, life altering virus. Oh well, I'll do whatever I want. It blows my mind. And if people get sick, so be it.
Well, you have effectively changed my mind. So, on to the next topic. Changed my mind on this. How about this one?
All right.
Let's talk about all these pardons.
Oh, I knew it was
all these presidential pardons.
It's been a couple weeks, and Tone, I knew you've been like chomping at the bit. But go ahead, I'm ready for it. Hold on. Let's do this real quick.
You are listening to the Getaway Podcast with Tony, Sean, and Jeff.
This is why you guys need to do one.
Watching, hit that subscribe button when you go to the YouTube page. That button right there. You can also like, share, and comment when you're there. Engage with us. We love it when you do that. Follow us on our social media sites, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And you can also listen to the audio just about anywhere you can find a podcast. Thanks for listening. Say word, son.
Word, son.
Ooh, I like that. Go ahead, Tom.
All right, so all these pardons. So tell me, there's no recourse either. It's whoever the president sees fit, and typically, in all fairness, in the 11th hour of presidencies, and as they're winding down, it is customary for the outgoing president to pretty much, pass on any pardons that he would like to. Some come with a little bit of controversy sometimes, but not usually. A lot of them just kind of go unnoticed, but not this year, not with this soon-to-be former president. And we're seeing all sorts of interesting characters who are intertwined in the president's legal issues as president. And we see them walking. One of the most recent ones that caught my eye was Kushner's dad, the president's son-in-law's father, who was convicted by state's attorney at the time, Chris Christie. Chris Christie, right? Chris Christie?
Yeah.
My legal aficionados. So Chris Christie, who was at the time New Jersey, the state prosecuting attorney, right? State's attorney for New Jersey, and I went back and watched an interview that he did concerning the prosecution of said pardon recipient here recently, and he talked about how it was just such a bad crime, and it wasn't like the person wasn't caught red-handed and the proof was there, and in fact I believe he pled guilty at some point of the things that he had done. Not to mention the folks that maybe lied to the committees that were investigating, lied to the special attorney that was assigned to look at the indiscretions of the president and the involvement of Russia and just the illegal goings-ons prior to Trump, taking office. But I just felt it interesting that were so many people that were directly connected to these indiscretions with the president that were pardoned. Talk about that a little bit. What do you think? How does that make you feel?
Well, we knew that it was going to happen. It's been something they've been talking about since his impeachment, and it wouldn't surprise me if we don't see a few more coming out there in attempts to. He's already been asking about if it's possible to pardon himself. But the one thing that's on
his kids in advance,
and
right.
His kids, right? But the one thing that will catch him up, and possibly all of them, is that he doesn't have any say as far as state level prosecutions. Pardon only carries the weight on the federal level, not the state. So that's why New York is ramming up on him, because sooner or later he's no longer going to be president. and that's when he's going to have to really face the music of the crimes and things that he's been doing.
They can't wait for his butt. Look, he is a rascal, and we know it. And he runs with rascals. The fact that he runs with Epstein and nobody says anything blows my mind as well. Look, he pardoned those dudes who killed those people in Iraq that were found guilty.
I saw that.
And a lot of that was because Biden pushed for them to be charged and convicted. And he let those dudes. I mean, they were killing civilians. So I'm not surprised by anything he does. He's a rascal. Next.
We didn't change my mind because I agree with you. So, what's next on the docket?
I don't like that.
You know what? He's a character.
Hey, did you?
You know, it's very interesting. Yes.
Did you see the game last night?
Which one?
Jeff, you know what I'm going to say? Liberty, liberty, liberty. Huh? Liberty University versus Coastal Carolina. The Chanticleers.
Okay.
I think I said it right. Right? So Coastal Carolina is undefeated and they're ranked maybe 12. Liberty has beaten a lot of Power 5 schools. Their one loss was to NC State at the last second. They're 9-1. Coached by Hugh Freeze, formerly of Ole Miss, who used to beat up on Alabama with Chad Kelly. And
who got ran out of town for calling prostitutes
on
the school issued phone. Okay,
yes,
go ahead.
That's correct.
And Hugh Freeze.
He was lonely. Allegedly. And
old and lonely.
So they were supposed to play December, but they didn't because they had COVID issues on both sides. So they put them in a bowl game. The Cure Bowl. I forgot some RPC Mortgage or whatever. Cure Bowl. So Liberty jumps out on them early. I'm thinking Liberty's going to beat them because Liberty's really good. I know Coastal Carolina beat BYU, and that was the last minute schedule and whatever. So I'm thinking Liberty's going to handle it. They jump out 14-0 early, but Coastal Carolina's hanging in there, and they wind up getting back in it. Liberty has a chance to seal the game with like a minute and a half left. They can they're within range to kick a field goal and go up 7, or if they score a touchdown, they're up big. I think that's what it was. No, it was tied. Sorry, it was tied. So they're playing to kick a field goal. They're going to handed the ball off twice. First time to the running back, he goes in, kind of takes a knee, and a running clock. And they got a chance to do it again because it was second or third down, whatever. And they're going to run the clock down again, 40 seconds off the clock, kick the field goal, leaving with a little bit of time to try to do something, right? The second handoff, they give the ball to the running back, and he runs forward. Instead of kind of just stopping, he runs forward. Coastal Carolina, their defense pulls him towards the end zone. They're trying to let him score. Liberty's offensive guys are trying to pull back the other direction. Well, somehow, some way, the tight end got on top of the running back's back. The running back's fighting to keep from going into the goal line, and then you can see in slow motion he drops the ball on like the 1 foot line. Coastal Carolina recovers the ball. So they run a couple plays, run the clock out, go to overtime. Liberty wins in overtime.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on that? How do you feel like if you have an opportunity to go ahead and punch it in and score the touchdown, knowing it's going to leave a minute and whatever left on the clock, it goes back to the other team? Or do you try to do that knowing all these factors, a bad fumble, whatever, a strip, whatever can happen, and then you lose your opportunity to win the game?
Well, let me channel my inner John Gruden real quick and see what I would do in that case. One of the worst things that I think has happened to sports is analytics. Analytics. Let's figure it out with a computer on paper and percentages this and percentages that. How about this? Play to win the game.
Ooh, Herm
How
Edwards.
do you win the game? You score, and then you play defense. Don't check the computer to say that it's factoring in all the times that someone has done this, that, or the other, and the outcome has been this, that, or the other. I can't stand that in sports. And you know what? For those who choose to try to channel, the analytics and use that to win, you know what, Sean? Like you said, I don't feel bad for them.
Nope.
I felt bad last night because Miami won the game, and I was rooting for, the Raiders because I needed AFC wise. I needed Miami to drop out of the wild card hunt, and let my Ravens in. But now we're handling our own business.
Wait a
and the
minute.
Browns.
So this happened the same time at the Liberty game? Because I didn't watch the NFL game. It was on at the same time. They did the same thing in the NFL game?
Now,
dummies.
what they did,
That's why I laughed when he said, "Let me channel my inner John Gruden."
Oh my God.
That's why Elvin playing on the Madden last night had it out for you. Because boy, he was just pent up aggression.
He's like,
but
nope.
Yes. So, and I'm sorry to steal your thunder here, but it is relative.
Right.
So the quarterback for Vegas for the Raiders kneels the ball instead of going in. Okay, if they kick the field goal, which is fine, right? But if they score a touchdown there, I believe, right, Jeff, the game is out of hand. It's out of range.
Yeah, if they scored a touchdown, it was out.
So instead of doing that, and his reasoning was, I know that Fitz magic and what he brings, and I didn't want to give him the ball with a whole bunch of extra time to work his magic. Jonathan, you're talking in class. Is there something that you would like to say to the entire class?
I would like to say that your internet sucks and your mouth don't match your words. That's what I want to say.
Yeah, I'd say I think he's
my ode to the Chinese movie.
Yeah.
So that's what happened. And then to make it worse, run cover 2, a loose cover 2.
Oh no.
Let a man run straight up the sideline.
Oh no.
And by the way, when Fitzpatrick reaches back to throw the ball, defensive lineman reaches up and grabs his face mask and twists his whole head around.
Oh no.
How he got the ball down the field,
I don't know.
For a 40-yard gain, gain being yanked. And then you tag on 15 yards. And so I'm watching the game. Me and Braylon are watching it. I'm like, oh yeah, they just lost the game. And the announcers, they're trying to figure it all out. I'm trying to tell them, no, it's 40 yards plus 15. Now it's just a chip shot. They end up hitting the field goal to win the game by 1 or 2 points at the end, leaving 1 second left on the clock.
And John Gruden's face looked like this, didn't it?
No, it was like this.
Oh my God.
And he said, no, I don't regret it. Da, 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 da. You know what? You can fall on that sword all you want. Punch the ball in.
Man.
Go up by 8 or 7, whatever, man. Make it to where they got to score a touchdown to win the game.
It is a relatively new phenomenon, this whole trying to manage that clock at the end of the game so the other team doesn't have enough. That's a new phenomenon. Like, you got 11 dudes plus, nickel guys that come into the game or pass rush specialists or whatever that are trained and paid to stop this from happening, right? Score the touchdown, man. And let's kick off. You got 11 dudes. Their sole job is to run down there on kickoff. And if you pay the kicker good enough, he'll kick it out of the back of the end zone so they don't get a return. Play defense. What the hell's going on?
There used to be the criticism was, you're playing prevent defense, does nothing but prevent you from winning. Now it is that we've opened up every scenario possibly known to man on how you can win or lose this game and what the percent. I mean, they have charts for the stuff.
We overthink it.
I get the charts for, when to go for 2. I get that, but that's an age-old chart.
Right.
But they got chart. I mean, come on, man. I don't get it.
But why can't we play the game based on how our team is playing, right? So if my defense is playing lights out, then I'm going to go on and score the touchdown. Now, if my defense is giving up 50, maybe I might start thinking about running the clock a little bit like they do sometimes. But that doesn't have to be every situation, right? If my team has struggled to stop the quarterback and the offense from scoring, okay, then I might say, all right, you know what, let's run the ball. Let's try to position it for a field goal. We'll wind the clock. We won't score even though they want us to, and then we'll play defense as best we can. But if my defense is lighting them up, I'm scoring.
But I think part of the problem was that one, they were ready for Tua. Tua was nickel or dink and dot, dink, dink down field. They pulled Tua and put Fitz in, who basically came in slinging. Like I think at one point he had in the one possession he has just as many yards as Tua had throughout the entire game. They were almost equal, and then they came down to score, and then like I said, Fitz worked his magic. And they weren't ready for it. Uh-oh, what happened? What's wrong?
You froze.
Am I frozen? All right, I'm coming out. I'll be back.
Hey, no. Hey.
No.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Don't be talking about me while I'm coming back.
As soon as you leave, we talk about you.
Oh.
Look at this.
Oh.
See what it does? See what it does?
Oh.
I heard that.
I see.
There he is.
Nothing but 2 dots dancing on the screen.
I got him.
All right, that's all that counts.
Got me.
As long as Sean's got you.
It's a bad day for production.
Hey,
look between me.
Emma's shaking her head like
me freezing and Tony's mouth not moving with words.
I always hit you guys up to do a special Saturday edition last night. Like a.
I wish you would.
Event. I almost did.
You should. Look, I would love to do it.
I almost did.
And we can do a live, unedited.
We can't do the
Stream
unedited
it.
unless you're going to be on that beeper button.
Huh? I got that's right there.
Okay.
Look.
Okay.
We should do one the bowl games.
And we have to do it after 10 p.m.
Look, we don't talk like that normally, so I don't know why you keep saying that. We don't. We censor ourselves.
That's true. That's right.
We're not very loose.
No, it's not bad. And I can honestly say, Sean, you've never said anything that I haven't heard before. Oh my goodness, fellas! 2021 is almost here.
And now you can talk about it. You wanted to talk about it last week. Talk about it this week.
What's that?
2021.
I mean, it's not much to say, man. It's gonna be here before we know it.
Huh?
And the next time we talk, it will be most likely, unless we do a special edition during the week, it will be 2021, and we're gonna have a vaccine. We're not gonna have access to it yet, but we know it's coming.
Yeah, some people are getting it.
They are, and we're not hearing about too much on the side effects.
That's right.
So hopefully things are all right.
Yeah.
We'll be another week closer to a new president stepping into office, and at the end of the day, it doesn't mean much to me because the reality of it is I control a lot of what I can control, and that's regardless who's in office. If you're not controlling what you need to control, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to blame somebody, sitting in Washington, D.C.
That's right. Because once they get in there, they do whatever the hell they want to anyway.
Listen.
Term limits.
Politics, folks.
I want term limits.
Here's the news flash. Okay.
That's what really needs to happen.
Term limits, absolutely. But politics is politics. And it's never mattered who's been in office. Politics is still politics. And politics is, hey, I really want to get this done. What do you need me to do to help convince you to help me get this done? That's politics. That's politics. Enter in the payola and money.
The payola.
Okay. And that's politics.
That's right.
Period.
Yep.
And it doesn't matter who's in there. And it doesn't matter how much experience they have or don't have. That's politics.
What we said? Remember what we said the other day, Tone? You get in there and say your term is 4 years or whatever, and you get in there and a year into it you messing up. Well, guess what? We the people get to do? Get you up out of there, huh?
Later.
Instant. Right now, we're gonna have a vote.
That's right.
Up out of there.
That's right.
We're
that's how it
not
should be.
waiting 5 years for you to get your stuff together, or 5 years to continue going down the same path that you're going down, ruining people's lives and being all self-serving. We're not waiting 5 years for that to continue. Out of the paint. We get you up out of there.
But you know what? Here's the last thing I'll say on this today. Okay. If politics were to change tomorrow and everything we're talking about existing no longer existed, the next complaint would be, why can't anybody get anything done?
Man.
And that's the fact. That's the fact. So you kind of pick your poisons. You kind of, I mean,
look,
we can complain all we want, but nothing's happening if deals aren't being struck behind the scenes. And you know what? I don't need to be privy to all those deals because I'd probably disagree with 75% of them anyway.
That's right.
Same with everybody else. So pick your poison.
Here's my bottom line is, during one of the worst episodes in our lifetimes, that arguably the richest country in the world can't find a way to give its people more than a one-time $1,200. And then when they do make a decision to get some more money to the people who need it, it's half of that. I have a problem fundamentally with that, because we can find money for war. We can find tax breaks and loopholes for all these corporations, but we can't find money to get food on tables, to keep small businesses in place, to pay rent, right? People to get their medicines, whatever the people need. We have to fight and argue, and it's got to be all kind of packaged and tied into all kinds of other stuff that we're not privy to. Just like, I'm going to tell you, I'll give him credit. Just like he said, I don't know why he said it, but there's always a reason. It's 5,000 pages, and there's no way that anybody read it. The bill is 5,000 pages, and then they got it signed. There's no way that anyone read it. And it's $600. And Nancy Pelosi says that's a significant amount of money. For who and for how long? How long? I want to know. Let's do a poll right quick. How long does $600 last you and your family? Because $600 is half my rent.
I was gonna say, at the time when I was living in Indiana, it was rent, and that was 20 years ago. So,
no, that's a great point. That's a great point.
So Eva has a question. What do you guys expect of the incoming administration? Do you have any expectations of Biden and his administration?
I'll be honest.
Go ahead, Tom.
I can't recall ever having expectations when a president took office. And for me to now all of a sudden lay him out there for this guy would be just me jumping on, the wagon that is take a side. And for me personally, I've never expected anything from those folks. I mean, the fact is, and we the people control a lot more than we think we do, but yet a lot of people want to rely on whoever's in there and think that they're going to do it for them. I don't know. I don't expect anything. I don't expect any more than I've ever expected. I mean, I didn't expect stuff from Barack Obama. I've never expected something from them, because the fact of the matter is, we talk about them being the most powerful person in the world and this, that, and the other. But guess what? Tomorrow, the new president can't fix all that ails us.
Right.
It takes us. It doesn't matter. And he can be the most benevolent, fair, loving, caring, and I'm not saying he is or isn't. Okay. But at the end of the day, it is up to us. It is up to us to reach out in our communities, make differences. It's up to us to treat people the right way. And these are all things that don't necessarily need a degree or certifications or any extra training. It's the things that most people fall very short on. So I have no expectation, but that's a great question. I just have no expectations.
Jeff?
I think part of it depends on what happens in the Senate race. For one outside of the first 2 years, though, Obama was in office. The last 6, he had an oppositional government, or Senate and House.
Yeah.
He'll have the House, but he is potentially, right now, the Senate's 50-50, right? So it's one of those things where, either, depending on what happens in Georgia, will have a impact on what happens, at least in these first 2 years of this presidency. Like Tony, I don't know if I have any huge expectation of him, more so than I think it just kind of it's going to be reflected upon what the House and Senate looks like. If he doesn't have both, then I think he's on stalemate. If he gets one, if he's able to get both, you might see some movement on his agenda, because they'll have the majority in both the House and the Senate. And I would just say that, based off of watching Obama in those last 6 years, you learn real quick that it isn't necessarily the president who is the most powerful person in the world,
right?
Because he can't do
checks and balances. Checks and balances
without that House and Senate behind him. And
right.
We learned that real quick. And and for everybody who says that President Obama didn't do anything, it's like, it's like one of those things where you have to kind of just, how many times did we sit through government in history, and at least pay attention to those checks and balances.
That's right.
And so yeah, I don't know if I have any real expectations of what Biden will do, other than just depending on what happens with the House and Senate races.
I have expectations: decorum, professionalism, and there is one thing that he can do. And Chuck Schumer says he can do it with the flick of a wrist, the flick of a pen. Executive order to eliminate up to $50,000 worth of student loan debt. You want to help the people? You want to help a large majority of people and their families? Take away some of that student loan debt that's bogging them down, because that is not bankruptcy available or bankruptable. I don't know how to say it. You can't write that off. You can't get rid of it. No way. Can't do it. Take that off. Take that burden off of the people. Because guess what? They're going to put the money right back into the economy. You're going to get it back. You're going to get it back through sales tax. Government's going to get the money back. Businesses are going to stay in. They're going to sell product, right? My little funky $220 a month I'm sending off to these student loan people, guess what I'm going to do? Spend it. Invest it. Give it to companies, right? I'm going to use it, and it's going to go right back to the government. So go on and do that. First executive order. Hook me up, Joseph. Or should I say Broseph?
In the famous the Family Feud. Good answer. Good answer. Good answer. Good answer. I agree 100% with what everything y'all said, man.
That's what's up.
Everything y'all said.
Hey, you know what? We haven't had a moment to give the claps, man.
Look.
First off, John controls the claps.
What?
John keeps a tight rein on those claps.
A lot of times, Jeff.
Gets claps. Hold on a second. Nobody gets the claps without going through Sean. John.
The double entendre is killing me, man. Look, usually though, Tone gives me the claps, the okay to give the claps, right? Usually Tone's like, I'll go give
claps. There we go. We are on that fine line right now. We are teetering on that fine line.
Okay. Kids are going to be like, what?
Between PG-13 and
you got to go through Sean to get the claps. That's a jerk move.
Put your finger on the clap button.
Whatever, man.
Hilarious.
Yeah, Sean. So as you said yesterday, I know you are now going to be working your magic on the production keyboards.
Yeah.
I expect to see some super cool animation this week. So
Well, look, let me tell you something. You didn't do anything to
I know. No, but it's not about me. It's not about me. It's about you. What I need you to do is use the animation skills and fill in those spots right between here and here.
We can't see what you're talking about because your video's so grainy. How about that? 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 How about that?
Make
How about
sure
that?
you match up the color. Come on, man. I know you can do some magic. Some magic. Love it though. Hey, and Ava just sent the shot of your lair there, man. That's pretty sweet looking. Keep it up. We appreciate you, Sean. We appreciate you going into 2021 for all you do. Okay, I'm sending the message to management right now to give you that raise in 2021. We're gonna give you that Dak Prescott money. Dak Prescott money. Just stay healthy, son.
Hey, I'm gonna be nice here, and I'm gonna go against my grain here, and I'm gonna wish both of y'all squads best of luck on the first, if we don't get a chance to talk before they play.
Thank you so much. I wish you all the best of luck too. Recruiting, off-season workouts, finding a new defensive coordinator, all that.
All that.
Good luck. Oh, there's the lady behind the curtain. That is what I'm talking about. That is sweet.
You're a jerk.
That is sweet. We love you, Sean. Everybody, happy New Year. We will be talking to you.
Yes, happy New Year.
Around. Let's do a special. Hey, be on the lookout. We may do a special edition this week.
Let's do it.
Special edition. Get ready.
Let me know.
Get ready. All right, everybody. Say word, son.
Word, son.
Word,
Come on,
son.
Sean. Here we go.